Hello everyone! Ho ho ho! Merry almost Christmas. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for joining me today for our final live shopping of the year. My name is Louisa, for those of you who've just jumped in for the first time. I'm in my little festive getup. I was going to wear my cute Christmas sweater. I have it here. It's not homemade or anything, but it's my favorite little Christmas sweater. But as so often, Matt and I talked about it earlier, the studio is quite warm, so I decided to forego the Christmas sweater and instead just do the little bow. I'm a little present wrapped for you today. And so I hope that, everyone is doing well. I hope that you are getting into the festive spirit and looking forward to, hopefully for many of you, take a little break over the holidays and have a nice time toward the end of the year, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. But just, I hope that you all get to enjoy a little bit of time with family, time with friends, and some festive joy. I know I'm looking forward to it. I'm going back to Germany for a few days, like 6 days over Christmas, and then I'm back here for New Year's. But I'll be taking time off, so that means from this week on, you won't be seeing me. You'll see me again on the 6th of January when I'm back. So I hope everyone is doing well. Today's live shopping is the last one of the year, and that means we've made the deals a little bit bigger for you. We have a total of 22 yarns selected, so it's a selection of 22 yarns in total. A lot of big favorites, a lot of yarns that I know many of you are quite excited about, or hopefully going to be excited about. I know I am. And you can get them at 40% off if you use the code HAPPY40. That applies from the very first skein, so 40% off whichever of these yarns you like the best, or all of them. And of course, because it's a big one, if you want to place one final big order in the year 2025, now might be your time to do it, because we have also activated our discount code HAPPY50. Now HAPPY50 gives you 50% off on this selection of yarns, so it's 22 yarns in total that you could get at 50% off if your order minimum reaches $150 or the equivalent to that in your local currency. So if you're shopping in pounds, that's 125 pounds, I believe. If you're shopping in Swedish kroner, that's going to be 1,500 Swedish kroner. So whichever currency it is for you, that is the local currency to you, 150 US dollars or equivalent, and then you can get 50% off with the code HAPPY50. Both those codes, HAPPY40 and HAPPY50, apply only to the 22 yarns in our selection. However, you can add other yarns into the basket as well. They will count towards the order total of 150. They just won't be discounted through the code. So I hope that makes sense to you. You won't be able to combine this with our bingo discount, but with other product discounts, it should work fine. So if you want to add a different yarn that's already on sale, feel free to do so. Since it's 22 yarns and it's the final show of the year, I've kind of thought I might not have the energy, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, to show you all 22 of them. They're on the website and we will go through them in a little bit, just so you have heard of all of them. However, we thought it would be fun to do a little giveaway with you for this final little iteration of our live shopping this year. And so Matt has assembled a beautiful little gift basket. And this beautiful little gift basket is going to be raffled off at the end of the stream. And I will, of course, show you all the yarns that are in it. And I have thought it'd be fun to inspire you a little bit and show you some lovely ideas on what you could make with these yarns by actually looking at projects that you have added to our user gallery and that you have uploaded there over the course of this year. So there are some of my favorite projects of the year and some really cute examples of what could be made with it. I hope that you find it inspiring, and I hope that you've had a lovely crafting year thus far. Got 2 weeks left, so time to finish all your 2025 whips if you still want to make it before the end of year deadline. We'll see. I mean, I know I've kind of given up on that for a lot of my projects, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys. But there's hope for some of you yet. We will, in addition to the big yarn basket giveaway, which is going to be at the end of the show, also do 3 smaller giveaways today throughout the stream. All 3 will be picked live from our chat, as will the basket winner. So you'll have 4 total chances today to win something. If you're a member of our live streaming community group, you will remember I said last week, oh yeah, we're going to start doing the giveaways again. That is still true. I will be very, very, very transparent here and say I did not have time to prepare it for this week, and that's why we're going to push it into 2026. I feel like that's what I've been doing all December, Matt. Are you in the same boat where everything that comes upon your desk in December just becomes a January problem?
Sure, yeah.
You look at it and you think,
Classic.
2026 Louisa can handle that. 2025 Louisa is no longer available for any extra tasks or any special creative pursuits. 2025 Louisa just wants to make it to the end of the year.
Yeah, I also get like a task and I think, 2026 Louisa can take care of that one.
Yeah. Oh no, Renita is saying that she's in the hospital and that she's glad when the year is done. I hope that you recover well, and I hope that 2026 brings you, good health and good vibes all around. So sending much love to you. And Merry Christmas, says Roxanne. I love that we're all in the festive spirit. I'm slowly getting there. We did Secret Santa today. It was very nice. I got a little gingerbread shaped plate that I'm very excited about, and a little build your own gingerbread house kit that I am going to do this weekend, I think. So that's very nice and very exciting. I love doing stuff like Secret Santa. I still need to finish a lot of my whips for my Christmas presents. So that's where I'm at. So as I said, we've got 40% off everything in our selection. That is 22 yarns in total. 40% off if you use the code HAPPY40. That applies to the base price of the yarn, so it replaces the bulk discount. It doesn't stack on top of it. And as many of you have seen, if you're in the US especially, we have now changed the pricing on the website. So the price you see for each yarn is now the price inclusive of tariffs and any import duties or anything you may have to pay. The only thing that's not added yet is the sales tax, because that needs to be added at checkout, as it is dependent on where exactly it is you are ordering to or from. But just for you to know, if you're looking at the website now, whatever price you see, there should also be a little notification about it, but whatever price you see is going to already include the tariffs. I have forwarded the feedback that we got last week, where some people said it would be nice to actually be able to see what percentage of it is tariff versus just base price of the yarn. We have forwarded that. Our IT is looking into it. It's always a big, I think, calculation between how easy is it to add, how easy is it to use, how user-friendly is it, etc. But just so you know, that is now the case with the prices. So if you look at any skein, whatever price it'll tell you is actually going to already include the tariff in it. So you don't have to then go to checkout and, have, in many cases, a not so great surprise about the added tariffs. Alrighty, so we've got 22 yarns for you. Let's look at them real quick, Matt, so that everyone gets an idea on what they can get, because as I said, I'm only going to be showing you the 10 yarns that are in our gift basket a little bit more in detail. So instead, I figured I will just quickly show you all the yarns that I've selected for today so that you get an overview of what you can order and get an extra discount on. So we've got our baby snuggle, because I know that a lot of you are chenille lovers, so I wanted to include a chenille yarn. If you're looking for something more intricate, we've got rainbow lace for you, which is a lace cotton yarn. We next up have Fruta, a beloved cotton yarn with super bright, vibrant, gorgeous colors. We next up have our friends Kit Silk, a big favorite for those who love mohair yarn. It's a mohair silk blend. We then have Carnival, which I know many of you love for its bright colors and its super fun color changes and very soft texture. We have Portobello, which is a yarn that I personally love for outerwear and things that are a little bit more sturdy. It's a cotton acrylic wool blend, and it has a, in my opinion, really lovely kind of mottled color, and is just really fun to work with. And yeah, for anything from clothing to bags to accessories. Next up, we've got Amigo Chunky, which is our chunkiest Amigo. It is a 100% acrylic yarn, and it is a really nice and thick yarn. Quite a few of the colors are discontinued, but so far we still have a lot of them in stock. So if you want to stock up on them, now's the time to do it. Next up, we've got our Unicorn Solid, which is a sock blend yarn. It's a 75% merino, 25% polyamide blend. Gorgeous, gorgeous merino blend yarn. Awesome for socks, but awesome for many other projects. We do also have the regular unicorn as part of our selection today, which is not solid colored, but instead speckled in a super fun bright color mix. We've got our Friends Ribbon, which is a 100% cotton ribbon yarn. It's a flattened tube yarn that you can use to make things like bags or mats or little trivets or baskets. We also have Alpaca Blaze, one of my big personal favorites. It's a kind of similar in style to the mohair yarns, except it is made with alpaca and acrylic as the main fibers. It's a super fun yarn to add some fluff to your projects. Then next up, we've got our Cone 500, which is a 100% cotton yarn that comes in a handy dandy cone. We've also got Friends Wheel for those of you who love a acrylic and cotton blend. Very nice and soft, drapes very, very nicely, and really fun to work up for things like shawls or t-shirts or tunics. We then have Winter Glow and Winter Glow Solid, both of which are gorgeous acrylic and wool blends. Super fun to work with. Awesome for those of you who are still looking to make a fall or winter, well, fall for next year then, but winter project. And it's just a really, really fun two very fun yarns to work with, whether you like the solid colored more or the multicolored. Both options are part of today's live deal. We then have Davina, which is another tube yarn, except this one is filled with alpaca fibers. Super nice and soft, a perfect little cloud of yarn, and awesome again for these super snuggly cozy projects. If you're after 100% alpaca yarn, I've added soft alpaca to the selection. So soft alpaca is also part of today's deal. It's a beautiful 100% alpaca yarn. If you enjoy the tube yarns, we've got one more. We've got Pearly Haze, which is made out of viscose and merino wool. Super soft and with that pearly shimmer as well. We then have another alpaca favorite, Wheel of Alpaca. Bright, colorful. It's an acrylic and alpaca blend. Perfect for one skein equals roughly one shawl. So it's great for one cake project. And finally, we have in our selection Rococo Linen Multi, Rococo Linen. Both of these are viscose, cotton, and linen blends. One is solid colored, one is multicolored. And we finally have our Friends Kid Silk Print, which is a new addition to our Friends family. It is part of the Friends Kid Silk family, and this one is a print yarn with a very lovely subtle color shift in the yarn. So those are the 22 yarns that are part of today's selection. And like I said, I won't have time to show you all of them. I've decided to focus on the ones that you can actually win in today's episode, because we have this amazing giveaway basket. But all of the yarns I just showed you are listed on our landing page. And to get to that landing page, you can just comment on this stream on Facebook and on Facebook. If you comment Happy 40 on Instagram, you should get a direct message as well there. Matt has also linked to our landing page in the video description on both YouTube and Facebook, as well as in the chat as the pinned comment. If you have participated on a previous live stream, you can also reuse that URL because it is never changing. So you can then find all of our offers right there. So check out the landing page. You can find all of the yarns we have for you right there. And of course, I will try and show them to you a couple more times this week. Oh, people are congratulating Shiloh. Oh, Shiloh finished her associate's degree. Congratulations! Ooh. Congrats, graduate. We're very, very proud of you. I hope, well, that's great news toward the end of the year. So 2025 graduate. Congratulations. And yeah, I hope you're very, very proud of your accomplishments. All right, so let's get started with the show. As I said, we'll have 3 giveaways today from the chat where you can win a $25 gift card. We'll at the very end give away this gorgeous basket of yarn as a little Christmas present. And in between that, I will show you some of the yarns in the basket, and I will hopefully also show you some lovely ideas on what you can make with it, inspired by you guys out there. Matt, let's start with a giveaway.
Let's do it.
We'll start with the giveaway straight away for the first one. We are now giving away a gift card worth $25 or equivalent in your local currency. And all you need to do to participate on that giveaway is just type hashtag HobbieLive in the chat. It is written right up here in turquoise. I make the same mistake every time, which is that I first point to the wrong side. Then I remember I need to point to the right side. But then for some reason I point to the back as if it's behind me and not next to me. There we are. There we are. That's what I want you to type. Hashtag HobbieLive. Hashtag HobbieLive. And hashtag HobbieLive. You just have to type it once in the chat. You can participate on both Facebook and YouTube, and we're giving away a gift card worth $25 or equivalent in your local currency now. So hop on in. Kiona is saying, hi, I'm late. Happy to be here though. We're very happy to have you. You've come in at the exact right moment, so it's now your chance to type hashtag HobbieLive in the chat so that you can grab yourself a little slot and potentially win a gift card worth $25. Thank you so much. I'm gonna maybe use these little breaks when we do the giveaways to just go through my, having a little chat. So what's been your highlight of the year, Matt? What's been your best moment of 2025?
Like in a live stream sense?
Sure. Or otherwise.
Highlight of the year? I don't know. I mean, it could be probably just something simple as beating my half marathon record.
Matt ran faster than he ever has before and beat his personal best. I mean, that's an accomplishment, I would say. Definitely, you should be very proud of that.
How about yourself?
I don't know, not in terms of accomplishments. Not that I haven't accomplished anything this year, but I think when I look back at the year, I've gone to a lot of concerts this year. I've been to a lot of really, really great concerts. I've been very, very lucky and just really good experiences. The most recent one was I went to see Lorde. She was playing in Copenhagen last week, and it was fantastic. She's been my favorite singer since 2013, so that was great.
Nice.
I saw Green Day in the summer. I saw Muse. I saw some German bands as well that I really like. So I've been to a lot of really, really good live concerts this year. So I think that'd be my pick for what went particularly well in 2025 for me. Like something I really enjoyed.
Hi, you're not on. Okay.
We are live. Do you want to come in? Do you want to say hi? No. You don't?
I froze just hearing.
Don't worry, but you can say hi to them if you want. It's our lovely colleague. Can I say your name? It's our colleague Hannah, who's just coming in and saying hi.
Thank you.
And we also found our first winner for the giveaway. It's Gabriele Kleinschnitz. Congratulations, Gabriele. I hope you're very, very happy. You can get your gift card, $25 worth of yarn or other things from our webpage. Gabriele, please send us an email to live@hobbie.com. Please, in that email, do include where it is that you are shopping from so that we can make sure it is made out to the correct domain and to the correct, not address, but store. So I hope that makes sense. And Kokav is saying, Green Day is my favorite band of all time. I was very, very, very into Green Day as a young teen, or like a child to young teens. And then one of my best friends turned 30 this year, and it was my birthday present to her, was for us to go to Stockholm to see them together. And then someone else asked, how do I get back to Germany from Denmark? I take the train. I'm a diehard train fan, so yeah, it's about like 10 to 11 hours to get from here to my parents. So it's a half-day trek. What I've started doing a lot is actually, because I know the Wi-Fi on the trains is usually pretty stable, so sometimes I will do a full or a half work day while on the train. And so that way I can kind of, two birds with one stone. I don't feel like I'm wasting 10 hours, but I also don't have to go on a free day. I don't want to use a vacation day just to sit on the train all day if I can help it, But yeah. Alrighty. So that was our first giveaway. Gabriele, congrats to our first winner. But do remember that at the very end, we have a stunning yarn basket. And what might be in that yarn basket? I will tell you. The first yarn I'm here to talk to you about is our Baby Snuggle Solid. I actually refer to this as Baby Snuggle. I omit the solid. And they did the same when they made the label. They just, it's Baby Snuggle. There you can see it. It's a cute little sloth that is taking a little nap on a branch, which isn't very cozy and soft, but you know what is? This yarn. It is very cozy and soft. It is a classic chenille yarn made from 100% polyester. So chenille yarns are made up of a very thin inner thread that then has fibers sticking out in all directions, giving you this really nice, rounded, fluffy from all sides thread of yarn with this super soft, velvety surface. The word comes from the French for caterpillar because of the fluffy round nature of the thread, and it is well suited for all manner of projects. It is very, very popular for things like amigurumi, for little plushies and little toys. It is also popular for super cozy homeware and home decor items like blankets or pillowcases, and you can also make clothing out of this if you want a super, super fluffy and soft accessory. We even have some patterns, I believe, for for bags made out of this, which I think is also a really cute idea. I have some leftover chenille yarn. It's not Baby Snuggle, actually, it's toucan, but I'm kind of thinking of maybe making something like that for some of my friends' kids. For some of my friends' kids. I was briefly because of the yarns. I briefly thought, like, is it kids' friends? No, it's my friends' kids. It's the kids of my friends.
Right.
Nothing to do with the yarn, but still fun. Wendy is saying, how do you join this yarn? So there's a few different things you can do with these kinds of yarns. You can just kind of join them the way you usually prefer to do it. But one thing that I have found that works really well also when I'm weaving in my ends is what I actually do is I take about like 2 inches of the last end of my thread, and I actually rip the fluff out as much as I can so that I only get the thin inner thread, and then I will knot those together, and I will do multiple knots to kind of knot them into each other so that essentially I'll have the naked threads and then I'll kind of knot them into each other together so that it's kind of like they're knotted here and then they're joined further down. And then also when I'm weaving in my ends, I do the same thing. I just try to use the naked thread as much as I can because that is much, much thinner, gives you much more control over what you're doing. It is not the sturdiest of threads, so do use some care when you do it, but that's worked pretty well for me, to just essentially, rip out some of the fluff at the beginning and end, and then just tie that very, very securely, or as securely as I'm capable of. I'll also be very honest. Part of me is kind of like, especially so far I've made mostly things for kids, wearables for kids, and I kind of feel like they grow out of them so fast. Sometimes I wonder what's gonna give first. Are my knots going to disintegrate and the garment is gonna fall apart, or is the garment just not gonna fit anymore anyway? But that's just me. Katrina's asking if this is going to involve fire. No. I hid the matches.
But you are on fire.
I love the idea of that, that being a joke. It's not. I hid the matches. Because there were some in the studio, and I made sure that they're not accessible by people who don't know where they are. Jaya.
By arsonists.
Yeah. Alrighty, so Baby Snuggle Solid is a 100% polyester yarn, as I said. You get 130 yards on one of these skeins, and the recommended hook or needle size is between a 6 to 7 millimeters. However, if you're making something like an amigurumi, you'll remember me probably having said this before, downsize your needle or downsize your hook because you do want really tight stitches so that you can make sure that nothing comes out, so the filling doesn't push out from the yarn. Likewise, if you're making like a garment out of it, so the vests I made last year, I actually used a number 10, size 10 millimeters hook because that gave it a nice flowy texture, which was nicer for clothing, I found. So experiment with it a little bit, or of course follow what it says in the pattern that you're using, but just be sort of aware that the ballpark is somewhere around the 6 to 7 millimeter line. I do have some ideas on what you can make with this yarn, and I said I kind of figured it'd be cute to have a look at, you know, some of the projects that you guys have made this year with this yarn, to also maybe inspire you for some ideas for next year. So if you're looking for your first whip of 2026, maybe you'll find it in the user gallery. These are all projects that have been uploaded by you into the user gallery. That was our first yarn that I'm going to talk a little bit more about today, and that was Baby Snuggle Solid. And our giveaway basket, we have the giveaway basket here, and I'm now, you know, if I'm done talking with the yarn, it goes into the next basket. Do we have a smaller basket, Matt? That is the smaller basket, right? Okay, well, we'll do it this way. You. So there, that was our first yarn, and the next yarn that you can win today, if you are our lucky final winner, is a skein of our beautiful Carnival. Carnival is a yarn that I think right now this is what I need in my life, because I need some brightness. I need some fun, funky colors. I know with the weather being kind of darker, we're approaching the shortest day of the year here, and you know, with all that, why not bring some color in? But even better than just bringing in some color, why not bring some super luxurious softness in as well? Carnival is a 100% acrylic yarn, and as you can see, it has a very nice kind of smooth, shiny surface. So the fibers are super, super soft and very nice and shiny. So not only do you get really, really vibrant colors, you also get this kind of almost mercerized texture at the top. It is a single plied yarn, so as you can see here, it is sometimes only very loosely spun, meaning you get a little bit of variation in the thickness of the thread. It can be a lot thicker and a lot thinner at different points, which ultimately just adds a little bit of that rustic handmade touch and a little bit of interest in terms of the texture as well. You get 262 yards of lovely yarn on one of these skeins. It is a light or light worsted yarn weight. The recommended hook or needle size is a 4 to 5 millimeter, and it is machine washable at low to medium temperature. So it's easy to take care of, and these colors will simply delight. Maybe you could quickly show the colors that we have. I know you showed them a little bit earlier, but I think it'd be nice to just have a little reminder of what the colors for Carnival look like. The colors are kind of blended out at the color changes. So as you can see here, you will get like very, very soft colors fading into each other, sort of, with a few spots being multicolored, which means you do get stripes, but they're not very blocky. They're more gently flowing into each other. Here you can see some knitted up swatches as well to show you the color change. I know it is a huge, huge favorite for many of you due to its very bright colors, due to being such a very, very soft yarn, and also this very nice yarn weight that sits just in the middle of it. So you still can get quite nice delicate stitches, but it's not a 2 millimeter needle where it takes you forever to get it. So that's Carnival, and one of them goes into your gift basket, so you can win a skein of it. And the skeins I'm showing today, by the way, are also the colors that we put in the gift basket, so Matt has done a really nice job there. And actually, I forgot, there's a second baby snuggle in the basket as well. Thank you, Matt.
I mean, we gotta have the...
We gotta have it
basket
correct.
on. Yeah.
Yes, we gotta have it correct.
It's an amazing basket.
If you're wondering what to make with Carnival, I did... also pick out some projects. Have we already shown them?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, I was so focused on the camera that I saw Matt was doing things in the corner, and I was like, I'm not sure if he's showing the project yet or not, but I also, for Carnival, looked at some of the projects that you have uploaded into the user gallery this year to give you some inspiration on what you can make with this beautiful yarn. As you can see, it can be combined very, very nicely with solid colors as well. You have a color change, that means you don't have to use 5 million different threads for each color. You can just use the one and then use a solid color to offset that in a really cool way if you want to work in a mosaic or if you want to work with any kind of contrast color work. The next yarn I have for you and the next yarn that you can win, is 2 skeins of our Friends Ribbon. Friends Ribbon is a 100% cotton yarn, and it is made by flattening a tube. So this is a little chainette tube that's been flattened, so it looks a bit like a Converse shoelace, and it's made from cotton, so it is nice and durable. It is nice and easy to take care of. Again, this yarn can be machine washed at low to medium temperature, and it can be worked up really well into things such as baskets, bags, any kind of mat. You can put it as a little floor rug. You can put it as a little trivet on your countertops or tables. You can use this to turn it into little pot holders. You can use this to turn it into little bench covers, as seen here by Elizabeth. You can use this to make all manner of things. You could make a cute little hat out of it. We have a massive color palette available. It is gorgeous, gorgeous yarn for these kinds of projects. I've made a little, not a laptop sleeve, it was for a tablet, so I guess a tablet sleeve out of it. Works up super fast, works up super quick. I used a 8mm hook for it. I know this is, again, a yarn that has a pretty wide range of which hook or needle works best for it, because again, it depends on your intended structure and your intended outcome. Do you want it to be quite a tight and solid stitch at the end for something like a basket that also needs to be able to stand up? Go down in your hook or needle size. You can, I think, go down all the way to maybe a 5mm, or I think some of you have already said kind of 4 or 5mm even. So you can go quite low. Or do you want it to be very, very flowy? Do you just want to make something like a large blanket that you can throw out in the garden for your kids to play on, and you want it to be actually fairly wobbly so that it's not, like as you sit on it, you don't get kind of, I was going to say rug burn. That's not quite what it is, but like, so you don't have these like bumps constantly. Then go higher in your needle size or hook size, and then boom, you're going to have much, much looser stitches and therefore a lot less bumps and lumps. So really depends on what you want to make with it, how you want the final texture to be. The recommended manufacturer recommendation is 10mm, but I'd say if you want it for a bag or a basket, go lower. So that is our Friends ribbon, part of our Friends line, which means that the colors are going to correspond across the entire Friends line, and 2 of these will go into the basket. That's 135 yards plus 135, so 270 yards of cotton ribbon going into our giveaway basket for you guys. So these are the 3 yarns I've already put in. So you've got 2 honey bunnies, you've got 2 baby snuggles, you've got 1 carnival, and you've got 2 Friends ribbons.
You just like saying honey bunny.
I do like saying honey bunny.
It's a fun one.
It is a fun yarn to talk about.
Yeah.
I do think our product department, I think naming yarns is one of the funnest jobs I can imagine having.
And they are cooking, man. They are great names. I mean, also Baby Snuggle is also a good name.
Baby Snuggle is also a good name, but I think,
Honey bun.
Ruth is saying it is hard on the fingers using a 5mm hook with ribbon. Yes, it is. I will not lie to you about that, because yes, it is. As you can see, right? First of all, this yarn, someone said this yarn definitely flats. Yes, it does. Will it flat? Well, it already flatted.
It has been flattened.
It is. Will it unflat is the question. I guess it kind of does as you work with it. But yeah, as you can see, it is, it's this chainette tube that you have here. So if you work this up, you are going to need some strong fingers to hold your smaller size hook or needle. So that is an excellent point.
The way you said some there, I thought body.
Somebody.
It just played. Listen, we are both cooked, okay?
Yes.
It is end of the year. The last live shopping. Yeah, here we are.
Jillian is saying ribbon is hard on the fingers no matter what size hook. I think that is a fair assessment. Although I thought with an 8mm, I felt it worked up fine. But again, a tablet sleeve isn't that big a project. It took me maybe an hour and a half. So yes, I would say, depending on what you make with it, if you did it for a longer time, again. But yeah, so those were the 3 first yarns that went into the gift basket. And speaking of gifts, I think it's time we had another giveaway. We we are now giving away another gift card worth $25 or equivalent in your local currency. And once again, I am asking you to write Hobbii Life. Will 2026 be the year where I remember which direction to point? We shall see.
We'll see.
Hashtag Hobbii Live. Type it in the chat now for your chance to win a gift card worth $25. Ruth made a laundry basket out of ribbon and had to take breaks because her hands hurt so much. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. But I hope that you enjoy your laundry basket. I hope that it turned out really cool.
Yeah, I guess they hurt because of the power you had to get
yeah,
the stitches
it
close.
is. Yeah, it is kind of, because it's not a very elastic yarn either. So if that is a good tip, if you're someone who has very high tension while crocheting, again, adjust your hook size accordingly, because if you make very, very tight stitches with ribbon, it is going to be tough to get them back out, or to go back into them. So yeah. I think with a lot of yarns, there's some fun in experimenting. I've been doing that a lot this year, not for any reason other than being a bit lazy or finding patterns that I like, but then not having the exact yarn and thinking that I am smarter than whoever wrote the pattern, and just going to town with trying out different hook and yarn combinations until it somewhat matches the result. Have I been on gauge? No, not at all. In fact, I made a balaclava for my sister for Christmas that turned out way too short because I just completely miscalculated how much yarn I would need. So now I'm going to have to add crochet ribbing because it's the neck part that needs to be lengthened. So I'm just going to add in a different color in a different yarn because I don't have the original yarn anymore and it's sold out. So, do as I say, not as I do, please. But that was actually what I wanted to talk about in this giveaway break, was my favorite projects this year. And I actually think that I made a bonnet for myself, and I've now made another bonnet for a friend, and I made a balaclava for my sister, and those were really cool projects and really, really fun. And for one of my friends, I made a kind of checkered beanie, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I regret the yarn choice a little bit. I used our Merino Care, which I really like. I just wish I'd used the double-stranded because the final beanie turned out really nice, but I'm afraid that with time it's gonna stretch a little bit and then be a little too thin. It's just not super thick and warm, and she lives somewhere where there's a lot of wind, and so, I want her head to be protected. We have our second winner, and it is Anya de Vis, or Anya de Vis. Anya, congratulations. You are winner number 2 today. You can get your gift card of $25 or equivalent in your currency by emailing us to live@hobbii.com. Dear Anya, we look forward to hearing from you. For this live stream, by the way, we had planned an extra giveaway. Jaya and I spent a lot of time last week building a really cool messenger flow. We kind of got inspired by the idea of a wrapped for this year, and we actually had a lot of fun doing it, and only for me to realize today that we messed up the very first message, which is why most of you didn't get a reminder. So we've decided to move that giveaway to January. So if you're one of the 3 people that got that message and are confused as to why we're not mentioning it, that's why you were one of 3 people. We will try again in January with a more sophisticated setup. That was a big disappointment today. All right, congrats, Anya, winner number 2, and we will have one more of those little $25 giveaways this show, and then of course we still have a yarn basket to give to one of you lucky people. And up next we actually have one of my all-time favorite yarns, which is odd because of course I am someone who very publicly has spoken about her dislike for anything lower than a 4 millimeter hook size. Not for any reasons, just because I'm lazy. But this is a lace weight yarn, so this is by definition much thinner than a 4 or 4.5 millimeter hooker needle. This is Alpaca Blaze. Alpaca Blaze is a blend of 40% acrylic, 30% polyamide, and 30% alpaca. It can be a nice alternative for those of you who love the look and feel of mohair with this brushed texture, but who maybe don't feel that mohair is the right yarn for them due to sensitivities, etc., as this uses alpaca fibers instead. I understand that alpaca is also not necessarily... Oh, Marie is asking about the Danish live shopping page. It will be set up in the new year. It was not set up for this week, so don't be after last week I decided I will give it another shot, because to be fair, I checked and it had been accessed in the entire time that it had been up. It had been accessed a handful of times, so it's still a matter of, you know, me putting in the work versus people actually using the page. So it's not there this week, but I will take it into consideration and see what we can do for you guys so that you also have access to a live shopping page, because I do think that's nice. I just didn't have time this week to set it up. It's the end of the year. That is, again, a 2026 Louisa problem. Jenna is saying that this is giving Wicked. Matt, was that on purpose?
Nope, but I like the color
It
combination.
would have been really fun if you'd said yes. But, you know, I'm actually going to most likely go see Wicked on Friday.
Wicked.
Wicked for good, because it's part 2.
Is that okay? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the first one came out before, and now they're doing the second
It
part.
feels like the first one came out very recently.
Yeah, I mean, fairly recently.
Huh.
Yeah.
They are producing them fast.
Well, I think they filmed it as one, and then just released it in 2 parts.
I see. That makes sense.
Look forward to it. Like, I don't know if you've already seen Wicked. Anyone in the chat, you can let me know. I mean, I'm going to go see it regardless, because I've seen the first one, and I think it's cool, and I know the story as well. So don't worry, you can't really spoiler me, because I know what happens. I mean, the musical's been out for so long. That's what I find really funny whenever media gets adapted as a movie or as a TV show that's been out for a really long time. Because it's always this thing of like, oh, no spoilers. And I'm like... But it's out there.
Hey, don't spoil Hamlet for me, please.
You mean the tragedy of the Prince of Denmark? I wonder how that's gonna end. Probably happy ending, right?
Yeah. That's what I thought.
All right, Alpaca Blaze. Wicked colors. These are the ones that are going in the gift basket, so I hope it goes to someone who enjoys Wicked. But yeah, as I said, it's a lace weight yarn. It is used in many different ways. One, you can use it on its own. You can use it single-stranded, double-stranded, triple-stranded. You can bulk it up as much as you want. You can play with the colors by combining them or using them for themselves. You can also use this by adding it to your project, so adding it to a different yarn. My preferred combination is always to use this with a merino yarn. I just like that it gives that little bit of extra fluff. I also like that it's a cool way to variegate the colors a little bit, and just adding that little bit of extra interest, both in terms of color and texture. It is super lightweight. One of these is 245 yards of yarn, super, super fluffy and light. If you use it single-stranded, you're going to get that very, very loose, flowy, and airy texture. If you use it double, triple, quadruple-stranded, you will bulk it up, but it'll always have a lot of room for air and a lot of kind of airy, light feeling to it. Gina's asking if I'm going to go see it in German or English. I'm going to see it in English. I mean, I do, like, in Scandinavia, they don't dub, so both Denmark and Sweden, so you will see it in English by default.
I also prefer just hearing the original language always.
I do too. There are a handful of movies where I will not admit, but where I will say that the German dub is actually excellent. The Lord of the Rings in German is fantastic, because one thing is, in the English, you do get the occasional, why is this person American versus, because everyone is trying to speak with this kind of, like, everyone tried to, like, erase their accent a little bit, but it's breaking through for some people more than others. Whereas in the German dub, they're all just speaking German, so you don't have that variation.
Yeah.
And they also picked very, very good voices. So that's one of the few movies where I would say that, like...
Yeah, I wouldn't think that the Hunt would be good in German.
The Hunt?
The Hunt?
With...
Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah.
That I feel like it would be too goofy if you actually put dubs on it for it to work.
It's interesting. I've only ever seen that movie in German.
What? I didn't even... I thought it was just like a thought. What? You've seen it in German?
It's the one where he's like a preschool teacher, right? That
Yep.
gets... Yeah. I don't want to spoil the movie for anyone. It's a very, very good movie. It's very intense. But yeah, I've only ever seen that movie in German. So I was like...
I mean, okay, you are German, you are used to it. I'm not, okay?
It's because I watch it on TV. Like if I have the choice to see it in English, I will. Also, when I was back in
Danish?
Germany, when I was still in Danish in that case. When I used to work in the movie theater for quite a long time while I was in university, and I always made sure to watch 99% of movies in the original language, if possible. But yeah, there are a couple of movies that have been dubbed very masterfully, like very well. Don't know if I've already mentioned this. My grandma is an actress, so she does voice acting, and she was the German voice of Helen Mirren for a couple of films.
Wow.
So there's a couple of movies where it's Helen Mirren, but in the German version, it's actually my grandma's voice, which is really cool. But yeah, where was I? 245 yards of just delight is what you get with this yarn. Matt, show them some projects so that people have some ideas on what they can make with it.
Hold on, give me a second.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
The quack is working very, very hard right here. Very, very fast. Okay, Quack got it.
There we have some beautiful projects made by you guys with this yarn. Here you can, for instance, there, that's where you're supposed to look. You can see it also in combination with other yarns. And yeah. That's Alpaca Blaze. A total of 4 skeins in the Wicked color combo are going into the gift basket that we're giving away at the end of the show. And we are moving on to our next delightful contender in this gift-giving business, and our next yarn that I'm going to talk to you about a little bit more, which is Friends Wheel. Friends Wheel is a blend of 55% cotton and 45% acrylic. It gives you the gorgeous and lovely feel of cotton, but it also adds a little bit of softness from the acrylic, a little bit of lightness as well, and it drapes beautifully. This is a yarn that is made to be used for things like shawls, but also things like loose sweaters, tunics, t-shirts, dresses even, capes, etc., etc. You can of course also use this for a blanket or for various accessories around your house. It is 437 yards per little cake, and we recommend that you use a 3.5 to 4.5 millimeter hook or needle. It is a sport weight yarn. So you get an easy start, which means that if you prefer to use your cake from the center, you can center pull, and the start's already marked off for you there. You can machine wash this at medium temperature, so it's super, super easy to take care of. And as I said, from clothing to shawls to capes to sweaters, nothing you can't make with this. A really, really fun yarn. Again, similar to the Friends ribbon, part of our Friends line, which means that you can simply combine the colors by looking at the color number. So on every Friends yarn, the color 65 is going to be this beautiful shade of purple, whether that be cotton, whether that be mohair, whether that be wool, whether that be merino wool. Anytime you see color 65, it's going to be this shade. Of course, different materials will soak up dye in different ways. Also, dye baths can differ a little bit just based on the mineral contents of the water, etc. So there will always be a little bit of variation between them. But just for sort of a blank, well, this is built to be the same color. You can combine them very, very nicely with each other.
Debbie says that she has watched Dark, but in the original German language, which makes sense because she she liked that more. It felt more authentic.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally understand. I mean, I'm
on season
it's also
3.
my preference. I thought you'd finished it.
No, I haven't finished. I'm on season 3 right now, and it is wild.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but watch it.
No spoilers. To be fair, I don't think you can spoil Dark.
It's very hard.
It's very hard. Also because I finished it, I don't know, a few years ago. I don't know if I remember everything that happens. Or, I mean, I might even remember everything that happens, but do I remember it in the correct order? Do I remember it?
I have an
Probably
issue of of forgetting who's who.
Who's who?
sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you'll see. you know. Debbie knows.
Yeah. Happens to me a lot with shows that have like big ensemble casts and then span through either generations or different places. I mean, I struggled with Game of Thrones sometimes, keeping people straight.
Right.
Like, in the books even more so, because in the books, just saying, like, on the show they changed some characters' names to have them differentiated more. George R. R. Martin did not do that. He was just like, yep, someone's called Asha, someone's called Osha, someone's called, like, and I'm like, yeah. The fact that he kept everyone's name straight is impressive.
Yeah.
2 friends wheel go into the basket, and Matt, maybe show what you can make out of that beautiful yarn. As I said, great for things like clothing, but also for other cute projects. I specifically love Mel here making these little sausage dog bookmarks, but also Eleanor made a little Statue of Liberty, so amigurumi, completely doable. Little figurines, absolutely possible. And then Yurgita made a stunning dress as well that I wanted to share with you guys. So this is Friends Wheel. Take the wheel.
Kronk.
I don't think anyone wants Kronk to take the wheel.
No,
for being
maybe not.
like, now I'm just like, oh yeah, poison. The poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison. That poison. I love The Emperor's New Groove so much. It is in my top 5 Disney movies of all time. I think it is so underappreciated. I think it is so funny.
It's great.
My, I think, favorite scene is when Kronk is talking to the squirrel. And then he just kind of, like, because I sometimes do that, like, I sometimes just quote that, and no one knows that that's what's in my head, but it's like the squirrel is, like, talking about everything, and he just goes, oh, brutal. And I'm just like, yes. Oh, man.
I have only ever seen it in Danish, so here we go again.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
It's a movie. I didn't really grow up watching Disney movies, so a lot of the Disney movies that I know and love, I actually all watched them as an adult, so I watched most of them in English then, because by that point I was watching movies predominantly in English. Right. And I actually think that The Emperor's New Groove specifically, I did, after high school, did a year abroad. Well, not a full year, but I did what all the Germans do. I went to Australia and New Zealand, and you meet a lot of other backpackers. And actually, I think someone just gave me a USB, like a flash drive, that had, like, it was like a 10 gigabyte flash drive that was just full of, frankly, probably pirated movies. I mean, they definitely had been. And then I just watched those, like, while I was traveling. Like, I had this little flash drive with me, so I could just, if I wanted to watch a movie and there was, like, a computer terminal available at a hostel, I could just watch a movie. And The Emperor's New Groove was on that.
Ooh, nice.
So thank you to whatever stranger in New Zealand that gave me that. But yeah, I discovered a favorite film of mine. Emperor's New Groove is my absolute favorite, says Brittany. I quote that movie daily. I a lot of the time. It's it's so good. It's so fun. Now I'm not want to rewatch it. But instead, I'm going to talk to you about some yarn, because I feel like that is actually...
Oh, it's No! It's alpaca. Like he becomes...
I know. Well, he becomes a llama, but
llama,
still...
Right.
I was just like...
It's close enough.
Like,
I didn't even...
a llama?
Alpaca.
Bye, everyone. I'm like, alpaca my bags. I'm giving up.
It's close enough.
I'm going to now talk to you about Divina. Very seriously, very professionally, because that is what I am. That is who I am. That is the energy I want to take into 2026 with me. I want to leave immature, childish Louisa behind, and I want to step into 2026 like the queen that Isma thinks she is.
When you lose your inner child, you start to age truly.
Yeah.
So don't.
Now, just in my head, it's just... Now just thinking... What movie are we talking about? Asks Marie. It's called The Emperor's New Groove in English. I don't know what it is called in Danish. In German, it is called A Kingdom for a Llama.
Kejserens nye klæder. Kejserens nye klæder.
Oh, so like the fairy tale.
Yeah.
So it's literally just called like The Emperor's New Clothes.
I'm pretty sure.
They just didn't do the groove thing. They just went clothes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. In German, it's called, A Kingdom for a Llama.
But it's been a long time since I saw it, so I don't quote me on it, Gina, because I know you're Danish out there. Don't quote me on it.
I'm just like, it is no concern of mine if your children don't have any food. They really should have thought about that before they became peasants.
Did your grandma also voice her in the German dub?
No, it's Eartha Kitt in the original.
Oh.
Has a really cool voice.
Haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, you have to watch it. But do you know Santa Baby, the song?
Santa, yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
also
her?
her.
Wow.
But very, very different.
Tyson's new flip. Flip, not
New flip.
not clear. Okay.
So
okay.
they did translate the groove.
I guess
They
but
didn't. They did not disturb the emperor's groove.
I always thought it was called something, but flip, it doesn't even translate to groove really. I think groove is it's like groovy, but a flip is like you flip something, or you go crazy. You flip out. I don't know, man.
Who am I to argue with whoever at Disney Denmark translated that movie title 20 years ago when that film came out? Let's talk about Davina, shall we? And yes, it is an alpaca yarn. Yes, it is Peruvian, but let's move on from the Emperor's New Groove, excellent as it may be, and talk about soft and fluffy goodness and luxurious softness and amazingness. And look at this yarn, you just want to squeeze it so hard. This is Davina, which is made out of a tube. You can see that very well here. It is a polyamide tube that has alpaca and wool fibers blown into it. So it's a blown yarn. You have this chinette holding all the yarn together. On the lighter colors, and you are winning in the winning basket 2 skeins of this beautiful shade of blue, by the way. On the lighter colors, the tube is a light cream color. So all the lighter colors are going to be a little bit variegated and a little bit with that lighter color shining through. On the darker yarn colors, so that we have it in a dark red or a dark green, the tube is actually in a kind of dark gray, almost black color, which means it then kind of is blended and also a bit variegated, but in that darker direction. So, there's these two things. Amber's saying, what did I miss? Louisa wants to change. No, I just said I'm going to take, I'm going to leave this, the silly unprofessional behind, and I'm going to 2026, you're going to see a brand new me. I'm going to be so professional. You will not know what hit you.
Llama!
He's supposed to be dead. See, that's what I mean. This is 2025 energy. We don't do that. Well, I mean, you know how it goes with the good intentions and the resolutions, right? Like, you do them for January 1st, you maybe do them on January 2nd, and then by January 3rd you've given up. But if you're wondering what you could make out of Davina, again, well, that doesn't show you anything. That's very dark.
Oh.
That's my bad. But I've also picked some cute projects to show you what you could make with this. You get 165 yards on one of these skeins, and like I said, it's the chainette that's holding the alpaca and wool fibers together. The recommended hook or needle size is a 5 to 6 millimeter, and we do recommend that you hand wash this yarn to keep it soft and fluffy and luxurious and beautiful for a long time. And it is probably one of our most voluminous sort of yarns, in the sense that, like, you look at how much air there's in here, which is great. You want air pockets between the fibers because that is great for insulation. So it's super soft on your skin, super lightweight, but it is still going to keep you so cozy and warm. You are going to feel like you're being cuddled by an alpaca.
They want you to stay silly.
I will take that under advisement. I will maybe I'll, compartmentalize the silly a little bit.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You can do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any other New Year's resolutions, so well, no, that's not true. I do have one. I'm not going to do it. I can already tell you that New Year's resolution is not going to happen. But a few days ago, I was listening to some music, and then I suddenly thought, this is a really nice beat. Why does this beat make me want to run? And then I thought, maybe 2026 is the year that I finally actually get into running.
Let's go!
I'm not going to go for a half marathon, Matt. I'm going to go for maybe like a couch to 5K thing. We'll see. But my other New Year's resolution is to go to the gym more often, because every time I go, I really, really enjoy it. I've made it. I've gone 25 times this year, which
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's not great. Not considering how much I pay monthly for the gym membership.
But anytime you go for a run, any type of run, any kind of workout, it's a good thing.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I'm kind of thinking. Like, I want to, maybe just be a little bit more conscious of helping my body stay healthy. Well, and by healthy, I mean physically fit, because, I'm going to be an adult hobbit next year. I'm turning 33. That's when hobbits fun fact, reach their majority. That's when they become adults.
That's why I'm so silly.
So I eventually will need to reckon with the fact that my knees, need a little bit of support. So maybe moving a bit more regularly is going to be good for me. I just realized that this is something I could have very, very well done during the next giveaway, which is starting now. We are giving away another $25 gift card right now. So what you need to do to participate is just type #HobbieLive in the chat for your chance for a $25 gift card. You can participate on both Facebook and YouTube. And what I meant to ask you guys is actually or do you have any New Year's resolutions? And if so, what are they? So that's something I really wanted to know.
So yours is to exercise more.
Yeah, well, not exercise necessarily, but like just move more. Just be more mindful of how good it feels to move my body and how I should be quite lucky that I still can. So, because every time I go to the gym, I feel fantastic. And I'm like, oh, this is so good. This is so fun. I feel so great. Even if I like drag myself there, once I'm there, I'm like, oh, this is super fun. And I just want to maybe keep that energy up a little bit more and motivate myself to move some more. So yeah. And then, yeah, briefly this week had a vision of myself running and thought, that's what's going to happen. It probably won't.
It will.
My next thing was, well, I'm going to have to buy new running shoes, which, like, I was like, maybe it's just, I just needed that excuse.
You need an excuse
to buy new
get
shoes.
something.
Yeah. I'm very, very motivated by, like, little treats. Learning to knit, says Monique, is my New Year's resolutions, as says Karen. And Christy says, I already started on my goals. It's just really about consistency. Yeah, that I can totally understand. And Lita wants to pay off debt and write a crochet sweater pattern. And Hades wants to go to a Viennese ball so bad. That sounds epic. I can totally see why that. And Carla says, I try not to make them because I don't want to disappoint myself later. So for a long time, what I have actually done is my New Year's resolutions have been exclusively about things that make me feel good and make me feel happy. So my New Year's resolution actually going into this year was going to more concerts. And that was just I just started into the year thinking, listen, if someone asks me to go to a concert, I'm just going to be more likely to say yes. I don't have to say yes to everything, but just be more likely to say yes. In the year before, I had done the same. So it's kind of, I try to formulate them in a way that puts me not in a I have to do this, but in a I get to do this. This is going to be the year where I try to actually embrace these opportunities a bit more. So that is maybe, I don't know if that's helpful to you, but that's been really helpful for me in the last few years to help me, not feel down about not accomplishing my goals, but instead being like, oh, I've actually made a really cool, conscious effort this year to do more of the things that make me happy. And we have our winner, and it's Cecilia Henriksen. Cecilia, congratulations. You are winner number 3. You will receive a $25 gift card from us. Please send us an email to live@hobbii.com, Cecilia, and please do include in that email where it is that you like to shop from so that we can make sure that the card that we send to you works for you. So that was our little, happy New Year's resolution round, and I love that so many of you are looking into starting to knit, because that is something I kind of started on this year. We are, maybe that's also a New Year's resolution, finish Craft and Chat's run of our Suki Slipover, because that's still on the to-do list as well. I also kind of want to focus more maybe on crafting, but also be more mindful with it, because I very quickly fall into the trap of just thinking, I'm going to do lino cuts now, and buying everything I need for that, and then already losing interest by the time I have, gotten everything home. And so I want to be a bit more consistent there, but also more mindful of maybe I don't have to try every single thing I see on Pinterest. That's just me. Alrighty. Next yarn that goes in the basket, and next yarn that I'm going to talk about, it's another tube yarn. This one is Pearly Haze. Pearly Haze has a pearlescent shimmer and is another yarn made out of this chainette tube filled with fibers. So again, the yarn is blown, the fibers are blown into the tube. This is a viscose tube with a wool filling. It is super, super soft and has that gorgeous kind of pearly sheen to it. You get 120 yards on here, and it is a Aran or worsted weight yarn with a recommended hook or needle size of a 5 to 6.5 millimeters. We do recommend that you hand wash this as well, similar to the Divina. And it is so flipping lovely because on one hand it is super, super soft. Like, this is a yarn that you truly can rub all over yourself. It is so, so, so soft, and then has this gorgeous sheen to it that just makes it look so luxurious. It is another one similar to Divina, actually. I will say again, if you have very high tension on your hook as you crochet or needles as you knit, check if you might want to size up your hook a little bit, because with these types of yarns similar to Divina, I struggled for quite a while to make it work for myself because I had a hard time getting into my own stitches, and just pulling on them was a little bit of a challenge, and kind of ruined the fun of working with them for a while until I figured out that I could just adjust my hook and make my life much, much easier. This one is color 60, by the way, in case anyone is wondering, and it actually illustrates very beautifully how this yarn works. So where in Divina, for the darker colors, the color of the tube changes to make it less noticeable, this is not the case with Pearly Haze. All Pearly Haze colors have this pearlescent cream colored tube, and so here you can see with color 60 you have these dark kind of maroon fibers that are blown into it, but overall it's still going to be a fairly light color because the white is shining through, and that's the same is true for black and dark blue and dark green. So you're always going to have this white cream pearl shimmer through. It is incredibly soft and just a beautiful, beautiful yarn, which is also why I wanted to include it in today's gift basket, because it is one of the yarns that I really, really love right now. I will show you some really cool projects made with this yarn. Well, Matt is going to show you some really cool projects made with this yarn. And these were also, I think, my favorite of the projects that I picked out for this stream today. So from this gorgeous top that Amanda made to this super cute Moo sweater by Lindsay, and then my two favorites, I would say, this super cool alien dude by Lydia, because again, you have that like shiny with the black color, like it lends itself so nicely. And then I thought this ribcage top by Faith looked stunning. This very, very, very much is something that I wanted to, like, I saw that and thought, that goes on the list. That goes on the list of potential whips. So I absolutely...
That might be a resolution for many of you out there. Try to finish your whips.
Yeah, many of them, many of you said that. I talked about this a little bit last week, that one of my ideas for the year was also to hold myself a bit more accountable when it comes to my whips and to these things, and to actually help myself achieve my goals a little bit more with my craft. And I'm still debating, well, not debating, but I'm still thinking about maybe actually kind of starting an Instagram channel that is focused only on that, like kind of a yearly challenge of like finishing my projects through external pressure.
Yeah.
Because I cannot hold myself accountable. I've said this, I've always said this. I mean, I don't, I'm not one for like talking down on yourself or whatever, but I always say like, I don't respect any deadlines that I've set for myself, because I know the girl who set them and I think she's an idiot. Why would I hold my, like, no, she's just some girl who set a deadline. I don't have to listen to her, which, like, not to like completely beating myself down, but I sometimes have problems with holding myself accountable. So having that external pressure, I thought, might be something that could be helpful for specifically the like kind of crafting purposes, because it is something that I found so much joy in this year, and something that's given me a lot of just one really great way to calm my head down after a long day's work, but also really, really cool way to express myself and find some cool new things, and also make some awesome gifts for people. So D is saying, I need to frog a bunch of whips and UFOs. That's another thing that I also kind of like, I have quite a few things that I started over the last year and a half that I don't think are ever going to go anywhere. And I mean, the yarn might be better used for something else. So that's also something to maybe Yeah, we shall see. We have two last yarns going into the gift basket. This next one is Winter Glow Solid, which is a 51% wool, 49% acrylic blend. It is this beautiful yarn. Similar to, if you remember in the beginning, Carnival, I said, has this kind of rustic texture. This is even more pronounced here. So again, you have a single ply and then you have a lot of variation in the thickness of the yarn, giving it this kind of a rustic look in texture. You get 380 yards on one of these skeins, and it is a light worsted or DK weight yarn. The recommended hook or needle size is a 4.5 to 5.5. In today's live selection, we don't only have Winter Glow, we also Winter Glow Solid, we also have our Winter Glow, which is the multicolor version of the same yarn. So just so you know that, because I'm only showing you the 10 yarns that are in the gift basket, I'm not showing you all the yarns in our selection. All the yarns in our selection can be seen on the landing page. Matt is showing it to you right here. If you're on YouTube and on Facebook, any comment should give you a message into your inbox with this link. If you're on YouTube, Matt has linked the landing page in the video description as well as the chat. And if you're on Insta, you can just comment happy 40 or happy 50 and you will get a link sent to your inbox on Instagram. So there you'll get everything you need if you want to check out our selection. It is 22 yarns in total today, and you get 40% off with the code happy40, 50% off with the code happy50 if your order total surpasses $150 or the equivalent to that amount in your local currency. Deborah saying, I'm waiting for an order of Winter Glow Solid for a sweater. I hope that it gets to you fast and that you then can start with that sweater project as the new year approaches. But yeah, this is what Winter Glow Solid looks like. It comes in a wide range of colors and is a beautiful option for sweaters, cardigans, jackets, scarves, hats, shawls, blankets, and other projects. Anything, again, that will keep you very nice and warm and cozy is Winter Glow suited. Here you've got some beautiful examples of projects made by you out there in this gorgeous yarn, and this gorgeous blue skein goes into the winning basket. Here you can see what it can look like used up. This one I specifically included because this is a temperature blanket, which I loved. I knew that that's a project that a lot of people are working on for this year, and I thought maybe it'll inspire some of you to start one next year. If you're unfamiliar, the concept of a temperature blanket, you can actually use pretty much any, like, it doesn't have to be temperature, but it's essentially a way of chronicling your year through craft, which is why a lot of people like to start it at the beginning of the year. You choose a color that corresponds to a daily event. Most people pick the temperature of that day. And so you choose a number of colors and you choose which temperature ranges they correspond to. And then whatever temperature it was that day, you then work a row on your project, or 2 rows, or a centimeter on your project, or a granny square in that color. You know, you just produce one increment of whatever your finished project is going to be. You do that for every single day. And then at the end of the year, you will have a project that chronicles that year. And you can do mood, you can do weather, you can do rain or no rain, you can do what you had for dinner that day. You can do any variations of this theme. I know a lot of people also do books they've read that year, and then make a granny square inspired by the cover. And at the end, they have then a nice blanket that reminds them of the books they read that year, or a tapestry, or a cushion cover, because if you only read 3 or 4 books, then you're gonna, have less squares to work with. But those kinds of projects I know are very, very popular. So I wanted to at least include one in today's projects that I'm showing you, because I thought it'd be really cool for you to see that realized throughout this year. Marta is saying, my temperature project ended in March. I completely understand. I mean, we've just talked about how I have problems following through on these ideas that I have for some of my bigger projects. So I'm there with you. And Hannah's is saying, there's poop blankets. Yes, there are. There are. That is a thing. People choose to chronicle as well, which, yeah, like anything you choose. Like, you can literally choose whichever daily event or weekly event or monthly event you want. You can choose pretty much any variation of that. Matt is giggling. Matt is, we've lost him.
I was just thinking how funny it would be to look back at a blanket and it's like the first time you pee every day. You pick that
Yeah.
yellow.
Yeah, you could do that.
I was so hydrated.
Yeah, you could do a hydration blanket. You could do that. You can,
Yeah.
whatever it is that you want to chronicle for the year. Temperature is just easy because that is something that you can like find out very easily or even look up after the fact. You can look it up a few days later. I don't know if you'll remember exactly the state of your hydration at any given time.
You can write it down.
Megan is saying I did a blanket for a win-loss record of sports team season.
Aye.
I also love that it's sports team season, so it's like, did you do multiple teams or did you just want to make it as general as possible? Because I don't know, like, because it's like football or hockey or whatever. I love that. I do have more yarn to show you though.
Ruth called me such a child. You know what? You got me. I'm still in my 20s. I am not a hobbit adult yet.
No,
So
you're still a hobbit child. Teen, maybe.
Yeah.
Are you turning 30 next year?
Yeah.
Matt's turning 30 next year.
So old.
So old. Shut up.
No. Listen, when you're not 30 yet, 30 seems old.
Yes. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Like,
I will say,
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with me on this one. 31 feels younger than 29.
I see it.
Like, because you're at the beginning of a decade again.
Yeah.
You are within your own kind of peer group, age group, you are again on the younger scale. Like when whenever you do a survey and they ask you what your age range is, I now quite often am at the low end of the 30 to 50 age range, right? So that somehow psychologically makes you feel younger than if you're at the high end of the 19 to 29 age range, for instance. Like whenever you fill out stuff now, I'm like, I'm back to being one of the younger ones. Like anywhere I go in like the circles that I move into as well, because of course the world around me, like everyone also gets older, I'm now back to being like one of the younger ones again. And maybe at 29 I didn't feel that way necessarily. At 29 I was a bit more. Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry. I'm just allergic to turning 30.
Yeah.
3 months.
3 more months and then Nikki's saying I'll be 40 on Sunday. I hope that you have a lovely day and I hope that the next decade brings you much joy and very, very cool things. I really enjoy my 30s so far. I'm very happy. I keep saying like my 30s are great because I'm the same person I was in my 20s. Like I haven't fundamentally changed. I just have more disposable income now. So, all right. Let's talk about the next yarn that goes in the basket. It's one of these hanks. It's a Unicorn Solid. Unicorn Solid is just giving a little love to this cute little logo here. Unicorn Solid is a beautiful sock weight yarn and it's a gorgeous blend of 25% polyamide and 75% beautiful soft merino wool. This is a sock yarn. You can use it to make socks. One hank is going to give you roughly sort of a medium-sized pair of socks. I think we found out a US women's size 10, I think, or 8, I think is what it was, for one hank. You get 435 yards on one of these, and you can machine wash this, ideally in the wool program, but it is a fairly durable yarn. It is super soft and gorgeous and just really, really fun to work with. I really love combining it with Alpaca Blaze, which is another yarn that's in our winning basket and in our selection today. And it's just a great yarn. Recommended hook or needle size is a 3 to 4 millimeter, and it comes in a lot of beautiful, beautiful colors. We do, in addition to Unicorn Solid, which one of you lucky people is going to get a beautiful one there. In addition to this, we also have Unicorn in the selection today. And while it's not going into the winning basket, I'll just quickly pull up a skein to show you. Unicorn is multicolored. So Unicorn Solid, as the name might suggest, is the solid colored version. Unicorn is the multicolored version. These are hand dyed, which means that every single hank is going to differ slightly from one another. And they have these really, really beautiful, bright and vibrant color splashes. So Unicorn is a yarn that you can also get as part of today's live deal. and you can win a beautiful unicorn solid. And with that, I have some projects to show you to give you some ideas on what you can make with it. So Mia made this gorgeous set of a beautiful sweater and beanie. We have Natalie, who made a hexagon or granny square sweater. It's not a hexagon, it's a granny square. And Diane made this big, gorgeous blanket. Again, kind of something that's made in parts. So another lovely idea for a project that you could make throughout the year to maybe document parts of the year, or something that you can work with this. Cynthia says, when I'm asked my age, I reply old enough to know better. See, and that's the difference, because I cannot claim that. I was so much more put together, I think, at 25 than I am now.
Whoa.
I have it's gone downhill. Ooh, Monique is asking, what is Hobbii's #1 sold yarn? That is a really cool question, because I do sometimes get shown, but they're always the weekly stats. So if I remember correctly, last week or 2 weeks ago, it was Friends Cotton 84 that was the most sold. I know some of the top sellers, so it's not necessarily for the whole year, because I don't know. I can probably look up that number actually, but in the last few weeks we've been shown. So Amigo XL has been really high up. Friends Cotton 84 has been really high up. Toucan was quite high up recently. So those are yarns that are usually in the top, as is Baby Snuggle and Honey Bunny. So those, as well as the 88 cottons, Rainbow Cotton 84 as well. Those are the ones I remember now having seen on the top list recently. It changes week to week, of course. There's also a lot of it comes with, if we feature it on a live stream, for instance, it may perform much better than it did in the weeks before, because we've brought more attention to it and stuff. So yeah, I don't know what the most sold yarn of the year is, but we have a few kind of top sellers that have done really well.
We had a temperature blanket where the yarn for that month was the yarn.
That's a really cool idea. You should pitch that to Stina. I think that's something that Social might actually really enjoy doing.
Oh, you think? Okay.
Yeah. All right. We do have one more yarn that, or do we? We don't.
Not in the basket.
Oh, not in the basket. Okay, never mind. So it's 9 yarns that go into the basket. That's fine. No, it's all good. No. Matt was like, no, what are you talking about? It's like, no, because you pulled it up, so I thought it was coming up. But no, then we skip it, because if it's not in the basket, then there's no point.
No, there was no space for it.
That is completely fine. But yes, we have our winning basket here. Is it all there?
Yep.
Can you give me the small basket again?
Oh, you want to...
Yes, because I want to run through them real quick one more time so that everyone remembers. So these are the yarns that are in our lovely basket. So Unicorn Solid that I just talked about, gorgeous hank of merino sock yarn. We have a Winter Glow Solid, which is a gorgeous acrylic wool blend yarn. We have the Wicked combo of Alpaca Blaze, a gorgeous lace weight alpaca blend yarn. Then we have more alpaca in the form of Divina, super beautiful soft tube filled with these fibers, nice and airy, nice and light, super warm and cozy. 2 of these are in the winning basket. We have 2 skeins of our Baby Snuggle, and that is exactly what you're going to want to do with these skeins. You're going to want to snuggle them. We have our beautiful Pearly Haze, gorgeous, again, tube yarn with a light pearlescent sheen, and super soft fibers. Another softy, but especially an explosion of color and joy, is Carnival, 100% acrylic, and 1 skein is in the basket. We then have our 2 Friends ribbons, this could be perfect for a little mat or a little tray or a little bag, something like that. You could easily make out of these 2 skeins. And finally, there's 2 Friends wheels in the winning basket as well. So this is the basket that you can win in a few minutes. There are a few more yarns in today's selection, so let's look at them real quick one more time. We have of course, the baby snuggle that I already talked about. We've got rainbow lace. So for those of you who are looking for a lace weight cotton yarn, I've got you covered there. We've got Fruta, which again, if you like the color explosion of Carnival, but you prefer a cotton yarn, Fruta is vibrant and bright and beautiful and so soft. Then we have our friends Kit Silk, so a gorgeous mohair silk blend for those of you who love mohair yarn, and especially in the silk blend. Carnival, I already talked about. We've got Portobello, a cotton yarn with acrylic and wool that is something I love for sort of outerwear, kind of has that a little bit of like an academia vibe to it maybe. It makes me think of like a tweed jacket a little bit. Then next we have Amigo Chunky for those of you who are looking for a really nice and thick yarn. We've got the Unicorn Solid and Friends Ribbon. We've got Alpaca Blaze. We've got the Cone 500, which is a 1,700 meter, so just about 1.7 kilometers, so just about a mile of yarn.
Oof.
Or is it 1.2 kilometers? Can you quickly pull up the yardage for me? Or the length?
Oh, wow.
It is 1.7 kilometers.
But what's a mile?
I think 1.6 kilometers.
1.6, yeah.
I think. Something thereabouts. So almost a mile of cotton on the Cone 500. Then the Friends Wheel, then the Winter Glow Solid. Then, of course, the regular Winter Glow, so the multicolored version. We've got Divina. We've got Soft Alpaca. That's 100% alpaca for those of you who love it. We've got Pearly Haze. We've got our Wheel of Alpaca. We've got Unicorn, then we've got the Rococo Linen, both solid and multi, and finally we've got the Friends Kit Silk print. So those are the beautiful, beautiful 22 yarns that you can get with 40% off today if you use the code HAPPY40, or if you place an order of $150 or more, 50% off with code HAPPY50. Those codes are only valid on the yarns in our selection, but you can still add other yarns to cart if you would like. So you can still grab yourself something else from our current sales, for instance.
You ready?
I am.
Let's go!
So now with that, let's find the lucky winner who can take home this gorgeous basket. This is the basket that we packed today during our stream. So this basket is now going to one lucky winner, and in order to participate you need to type our secret code word in the chat. That is #giveaway. #giveaway. For those of you who've already typed Happy Live, Hobbii Live, ha 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 ha. What do you think we are? Actually no one did, I think. #giveaway. Oh, I can see someone went ha 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 ha. Gotcha. #giveaway in the chat for your chance to win this lovely, lovely basket. And with that, I am going to start talking to you about the end of the year, because it is approaching. This is my last live shopping this year, but that is not the last live stream of the year. There is in fact 2 more streams that you can watch. On Thursday, Matt is going to entertain and delight with a little quiz time. Are you going to make it Christmassy?
Yeah, I think so.
Little festive quiz time
Yeah.
on Thursday with Matthias, and then Matt is also going to welcome you next week on Monday for a bingo. So you still have 2 more streams this year that you can look forward to, and I will be back on in the second week of the year. So I think it's either 6th or 8th of January, I want to say. I set up the events earlier. I should know the dates, but you know how it is in December. Your brain just slowly looks forward to going on break. So we are going to have a little break and then be back in January with new content for you, with new lives, with new deals, with even more fun. And of course, with a new and reformed and super professional Louisa, you will not know what hit you. Look forward to January. I'm going to be here I'm going to be like so profesh.
It'll be like
no tangents.
It'll be like someone pulled a lever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And everyone will wonder, why do we even have that lever? And the answer is professionalism.
Yep.
Amanda saying, make a resolution to be a bit more evil. We shall see. We shall see. No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. I want this to be a place where you can come to be, entertained and delighted away from the evil. We have our winner, and it's Sarah Schleicher. Congratulations, Sarah, or Sarah. I hope that you are absolutely delighted with your prize. Please send us an email, Sarah, to live@hobbii.com and send us your full address and details and your phone number so that we can get this prize on the way for you ASAP. I hope you're super, super excited, and I hope that all of you have a very, very happy Christmas time or festive season, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. I hope that 2026 is going to be super kind to you and bring you good health, recovery for those of you who are currently struggling, loads of chances for just happiness and joy and connection with others. And I hope that I will see you next year, fresh-faced and excited for what's to come. With that, I bid you adieu, a good afternoon, evening, night, or day, depending on where it is you're joining us from. Take care and see you in 2026. Thank you so much for watching today. Bye!